as the days keep going on, I keep on trying to figure out, what shoes should I review next? And, I've been searching through online, trying to find stuff, looking through my own collection. But I happened to find a shoe online in my size, and I figured, you know what? Let's review it. So the title says down below, we're taking a look at the collaboration between DRose and Y-3 and the DRose 5 Y-3s. And this shoe has a design from Yohji Yamamoto, and this really is basically his kind of contemporary slash, military inspired, look and take and feel on the DRose 5s. When going through and looking up stuff about the shoe, I found a lot about the inspiration behind how he designed the shoe and what made him decide to do different things with the upper. But when you do look at the shoe, it does still have a lot of features that you can take directly from the regular DRose 5s, but also some things that are implemented that are very different, but also can harken back to another shoe in the Adidas line. We're reading the breakdown on this shoe. Basically, the way that it went about designing this shoe was to encompass a supporting functionality, but also having a contemporary military-inspired theme, as I talked about earlier. Y-3's vision with this DRose 5 was to basically have like a neoprene as Poron, I believe the name for performance sock liner, and of course you have your regular Boost midsole here, which is par for the course of the DRose 5. The upper on this shoe has a lot of premium materials on it, from this premium leather on the toe box to this Nappa piece for the upper with this shroud and the zipper. It's something that's very different that you wouldn't see in your regular basketball shoe, but also still has, that silhouette and look to it that's reminiscent of the DRose 5s. When these shoes originally released, Adidas had two different versions of this, or Y-3, I guess I should say, two different versions of the shoe or colorways. One was this colorway, and the other one was an all black leather colorway, which is also really hard to find now. These originally retailed for $350 a piece, and so I remember back when these came out and I was in high school, I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to buy those. But when you go on eBay and you find someone that had these and was selling them for like, a smooth $100, you're kind of like, yeah, I can kind of justify that to myself. And also too, they were a little messed up. I was able to clean them up. You can see on both of these, that they have been worn. These aren't, brand new dead stock by any means, but there's no huge chunks missing out of the Boost itself. And the Boost, even though it is looking worn in some places, I was able to clean it up pretty nicely, which is a plus. The toe box also very clearly has a, really thick crease there in the leather, but that's how a leather shoe looks. The DRose 5s now are close to, if not already 10 years old. So, when you look at those sorts of things, it's kind of like, that kind of adds up and makes sense at the end of the day. But let's look at some of the other pieces of the shoe, right? So before we get into all like the regular DRose stuff, let's look at the things that are the Y-3 pieces part of it. So this zipper here on the upper, comes down. Some people would would kind of wear them like this with the zipper undone. I personally don't think I would, just because it's not, it's not like the Jordan 28s where you could fold this, the zipper down and it will stay, and it kind of just keeps that, fit looking up top, and plus too, you fold that enough times, like you can see, you definitely would get that crease there. But this inside sock liner piece that they were talking about, you can see it, more. It really is just like this real kind of weird upper piece that kind of just wraps around your foot with the lacing structure inside. But once you end up taking, and lacing your foot up with that and the zipper up, this material itself is meant as a way to keep your foot more supported in there. Now, I don't think I ever would recommend playing basketball in this version of the DRose 5s. It just isn't the same, right? The shoe very much is built different. This would be very hot to play in, and I really just feel like this is more like again, a casual shoe that you wear, kind of just as to rock. Like, oh, you want to wear like something kind of high fashiony and mix that with some DRose love, you can do that with these. Cool things though about the Rose 5s that I really liked, of course, come into a lot of the other storytelling pieces that are on all the Rose 5s. From its birth date on the back of the shoe to having the DRose logo for the first time on the back heel piece instead of the 3 stripes. I really thought that was cool and made the 5s really stand out. You have on this upper piece here, and on this pair, you see where it says Y-3, but inside that you have all these different phrases in here, which, I don't remember all off the top of my head, but it's like, you go through some of these, you got, RAD, which stands for, Reggie Allen, Dwayne. You have monumental, 1.7%, chance for the Bulls to be able to get the draft pick. A quote from Derek's press conference for the Rose 3s, I'm not supposed to be here. Everybody eats was a phrase that, he and all of his you know, friends kind of, you know, go along with from childhood. And I also think one of his friends made that into like a brand in itself. You have no freshmen because, you know, when in high school they didn't allow freshmen to play varsity, so he had to play JV his freshman year. But he did end up, you know, playing varsity the rest of, you know, his time throughout high school. I think that's all the different things here. Not supposed to be here. No freshman monumental. Everybody eats. Rab 1.7%. Yeah, so that's all the different phrases there, well, which is cool. This is also one of the first shoes to feature any calls towards his son, and so up on the toe box here on one side, you know, it says PJ, and then on the other side it says Brenda for his mom, which I thought was really sweet and nice. On the bottom of the shoe too, the outsole has even more call outs. Everybody Eats is placed here on the bottom back heel piece, which is cool, and then up here beneath the top part of the traction, you have the peace sign, because Derek likes to throw a peace, you know, a lot of the photos he takes. You also have a signature right here too, and that's the same no matter which shoe it is. The peace sign that Everybody Eats and his signature is all the same on both the left and the right shoe. The only difference is on the left and the right shoe comes to the front toe box part. You know, when it comes to the insole inside of these guys, it's a like leather insole. It's like kind of like a, it's very different. You can kind of see, again, it's not super much padding there at all, but it does have the Y-3 logo on it. It has DRose's logo too, and that's something that I will say is probably the hardest piece to get back in this shoe. And because of it being leather too, it kind of just doesn't. It definitely holds a smell to it, whether that's, you know, from, you know, just sweat in the shoe or whatever the case may be. That's something that's definitely in there. You know, whenever I buy something off of eBay, I always go through and try to clean it up as best I can, and I try to give it some TLC, because it definitely needs it to kind of bring them back to life. And I will say, you know, these are kind of cool, man. Like, it's just a very different DRose shoe and a different piece of, you know, the Rose history. These came without a box. I don't have the actual box these came in, but, you know, I've kind of tried to show you guys whatever footage I could find of it online for you to, you know, mix into this video. You know, it's just a different shoe, guys. Like, I'm not sure if I think it's like one of my favorite versions of the Rose 5. You know, for me, I love the pair that he wore that when they played the Heat in the second round. The L trains or Brenda's, however you want to look at that red colorway, is pretty dope. The home colorway is cool. The I'm blanking on one of the others. The Black History Month ones are actually probably one of my favorites. I mean, they're a similar color tone to these. But yeah, I mean, it's just this shoe was the first one to have boost in it, so it was the first step into that foray, and that was pretty cool. But this Y-3 one is just even different as well, because again, like, I don't think I'd ever hoop in these, even though, like, you can see that they're made in such a way to where they should be able to support you to some degree, but it's just not something I would ever really see myself doing and hooping in, you know. Casually, though, I could definitely see myself wearing them, but to hoop in them, nah. The shroud on here does remind me, though, of the TS Cut Creators. I do have that one pair, you know, that's sitting here behind me that has a zipper that goes up, you know, in case you're foot in it. Those are another shoe that, like, is very hot and sweaty to play in. But I mean, the traction on that shoe was great. It's a great, you know, performer overall. A lot of people like that, and that's a shoe I wish they were retro at some point. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments down below. What do you think of the DRose 5 Y3s? They're a very different DRose model than what we're used to seeing. And I'm happy I was able to finally get my hands on a pair, and, you know, I only wish they could have been in a little bit better shape, and I could have gotten with a box, but hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think about these down in the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. Till then, peace. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you then. Bye.